Today marks 1 year since the Hamas attacks on Israel. Dozens of people taken hostage on that day are still in the hands of Hamas. Over the past year, Israel has launched retaliatory attacks on Gaza. They've destroyed much of Gaza's housing and infrastructure and killed more than 41,000 people, according to Palestinian officials. It's been a year of anguish, especially for the mothers whose sons and daughters are caught in the middle of this war. Here's CNN's Jeremy Diamond with their story. And I have to warn you, some of the images in this report are graphic.
I want her back in life, not in a bag. I want her in life that I can hold her.
يعني أنا في الليل نفسي أحضن جود ابني، يعني طول الليل حضن خدته. أنا هي اللي ضل لي بس منه.
Words alone cannot capture a mother's pain, but the anguish on their faces paints a devastating picture of the countless lives upended by Hamas's October 7th attack and Israel's war in Gaza. 1 year later, Faten Mereish is still grieving the loss of her two sons, killed in an Israeli airstrike this summer. Simona Steinbrecher doesn't know her daughter's fate. She is being held hostage by Hamas. Stepping inside the home where she was abducted is like going back in time.
They broke the windows. They come from the window.
Shards of glass still crunch underfoot in a home upturned and uprooted from the peace it once provided. And in the bedroom, a mother recounts her daughter's abduction.
She was very afraid because you can hear from the voice that she said, they take me, they take me. She was really afraid.
She was on the phone with you when she was being taken?
Yes, and we don't know nothing about her, what happened with her. We don't know if she's alive. We don't know nothing.
Doron Steinbrecher's cry for help captured in one final voice note. She was one of 251 people taken hostage on October 7th, 2023, after Hamas militants stormed into Israel, killing about 1,200 people, most of whom were civilians. It was the deadliest terrorist attack in Israel's history, carried out at a music festival, in people's homes, and against those who fled into bomb shelters. In Kfar Aza, this small kibbutz on the Gaza border, Hamas kidnapped 19, including Simona's daughter, Doron.
Did you ever imagine that you would be sitting here a year later?
No.
And she would still be in Gaza?
No, never. But now we see that there's another days, another weeks, another month, and nothing.
The first sign of life came nearly 4 months later. Doron, gaunt and pale, appears in a Hamas hostage video.
I was happy that I can see that she's alive. But then I look at her and I can see the difference.
What does the government tell you?
They tell us, the family, that they make everything that they will come back. But they are still there, so something is wrong. Something is not working.
Those frustrations shifted into overdrive in August after Hamas executed 6 hostages. Families like Doron's now fearing the worst.
You feel like the longer she's there, the less likely it is that she could come back alive.
They don't have time.
For nearly 10 months, Faten managed to keep her family safe, fleeing from one place to another as Israel pummeled the Gaza Strip with bombs and missiles. A school, a relative's home, a tent.
نحاول قدر المستطاع إنه إيش نهيئ جو إنه فيش مثلا في رعب في قصف في شيء زي وفي مناطق آمنة كنت آخذ مثلا الأولاد عليها.
But nowhere in Gaza is truly safe. CPR cannot bring her 5-year-old son Jude back to life, but Faten cannot believe it. She had only just left the tent they were living in to buy Jude Indomie, his favorite instant noodles. But as she cradles her youngest, her eldest son's body arrives at the morgue. Mohammed is dead too, his mother and father in agony. Amid their unspeakable grief, there is also anger at Israel, at Hamas, and at a world she feels has abandoned them. This is all that is left of the tent where Mohammed and Jude were staying when a missile struck just a few feet away, where their mother now asks what her children did to deserve this fate.
أنا عندي إياهم أغلى من نور عيني. هذول لما راحوا أخذوا قطعة من قلبي أنا.
Jude would have turned 6 years old last month.
والله كنا كل سنة نعمل له عيد ميلاد هالكيكة ونعزم الحبايب عشانه أصغر واحد يعني. والمرة هذه ما كانش في جود. كان في كرتون أمدوم وخلص. كنت أوزع على صغار اللي قده.
More than 41,000 Palestinians have been killed by the Israeli military over the last year. And at least 11,000 are children like Jude and Mohammed, according to Oxfam, making it the deadliest conflict for children in a single year this century.
How much is too much, sir? At what point is it time to end this war?
Well, we'll end the war when we achieve our war goals of making sure that Hamas can't repeat such atrocities. And I'm not going to change my policies, humanitarian policies, vaccination policies, combat policies to minimize civilian casualties.
But is Israel any closer to achieving its war goals?
Even if we shall kill all Hamas activists and all the political leaders, and we shall destroy all the military installations, on the day after, 2 Palestinian children that lost their families will try to achieve, to get a knife and to kill Israelis, unless you will defeat the ideology. And the only way to defeat the ideology is to present a better ideology.
And so 1 year later,
yes,
is Israel safer than it was?
No way. Israel is not safer, because if you look on the day of tomorrow, no one can tell you that we shall not face a regional war in which Hezbollah and Iran and the West Bank and Syria and the Houthis will not fight. It will be a regional war with a global impact. So nobody can tell you today that we are safer than on the 6th of October.
But for 2 mothers at the heart of this painful conflict,
ولسه يا عالم مين نفقد كمان. يا عالم مين نفقد. نبقى أفقد أمي، أفقد أختي، أفقد أخوي، أفقد حدا قريب، حدا بيعز علي الله أعلم. لسه مش عارفين.
a plea for it all to end.
There is no time for someone finished words or something like this. They don't have time.
Jeremy Diamond, CNN, Kfar Aza, Israel.